Hi, I am Neela Pushparaj and I'm at the MONTSERRAT Contemporary Art Gallery. This is my solo show on landscapes. My first painting that I would like to show you is Summertime Birches. Birch trees are a favorite subject of watercolor artists. We like the white trunks, and in the summer, some of the leaves are light, some are dark, and some already begin to show a yellowish color. And I tried to bring those out in this particular painting. The next painting is called My Favorite Tree. I love the autumnal oranges and reds and browns, and this painting shows you a tree that is coming out of the wooded area behind it. The painting of an autumn leaf and tree is something that was picked out of my wastebasket when I was just beginning to learn to paint by Leon Polk Smith, who is a well-known disciple of Mondrian. He had dinner at our house, and when my husband told him that I am learning to paint, he said, "I want to come and see what's in your trash can." And he pulled out pages and pages of my discarded work and found one with autumn leaves on a tree. And this always reminds me of Leon. This painting is called Enchanted Woods, and I always look at that and think that I would like to walk there. The pathway seems to be leading to a mysterious place somewhere, and the trees are very welcoming. Next landscape is Winter Woods. The water in front of it helps bring out the barren trees between the mountains and the water. And the sky above is helpful in defining the mountains. This one is called Hill, Sky, and Fence. We always used to say in watercolor class, men like to see a little fence in the paintings, and a little fence enhances the little house and the hills beyond. The sky is enticing and helps the gray mountains stand out. This next painting is called Aspens in the Spring. Aspen trees have a pale green, almost white trunk, and the leaves shiver in the breeze. And quaking aspens refers to their silvery back in the leaves and the green front. And when they move, it looks like silver and green together. Here I haven't tried to show the leaves. I have concentrated on painting the trunks. To me, walking in the woods near Denver, Colorado, and looking at the aspen trees, I could see them moving in the breeze, and they look like they are moving in the breeze. The next painting is called Wild Rose Pond. If you remember some of my other shows, you know that I like to paint flowers, and I've used a combination of my floral technique with my landscape technique here. The tree trunks reflected in the water are a nice note to separate the flowers from the tree trunks. This painting is called How Pink the Sky, and you know that the sky is pink and occupies the upper 2/3 of the painting. Separating the water from the sky are small hillocks with a village lying between the water and the hills. The perspective makes you look at this painting and realize that it's very, very deep, and the foreground also has some rocky mounds with trees which have lost their leaves.
Okay.
This painting is called Winter Whites, and birch trees are here again. They have lost their leaves through the fall and appear as bare black twigs on the white trunk. The mounds of snow in the back bring out the black twigs, and they seem to dance against a pale sky. More Storms to Come is one of my earliest landscape paintings, and I must have been in a gloomy mood because the painting is rather gloomy. You see bare winter trees with some leftover leaves and a dark sky showing an impending storm. This painting is one of layers of trees with a foggy background. One can see faint outlines of trees behind the more pronounced foreground trees. I experimented doing multiple layers of trees with some expression of depth, and I think I got it. The next painting is called Canyons and Cascades, and it's somewhat of a surrealistic work showing layers of rocks with a trickling down waterfall and trees in the foreground. This particular painting won an award at the New Jersey Visual Arts Center for watercolors. This painting is the one which is on the invitation. Unfortunately, the printed invitation shows a very yellow overcast of the painting. The actual painting is much better than the print. The perspective is really good with layers of evergreens in front of snowy mountains, and some of them are reflected into the water in the foreground. This next painting is called Winter Eve. You can see snow and frozen pond and a dead tree, all consistent with the winter theme. This next one shows the ocean with dunes, dune grass, and the dune fence. We used to have a property near Atlantic City in a place called Brigantine, and some of the dunes were quite prominent, and this reminded me of those dunes. This painting is called The Big Sky. I concentrated on doing a colorful sky with some evergreens and water in the foreground. The setting sun with the orange and purple and gray clouds on the top make the trees stand out. I really liked doing the sky in this painting. This last painting is called Rocky Mountain High, and I was just playing around with a paper which was very wet and used multiple colors, and suddenly I could see the mountains, and I plopped in some trees to make it look like the foothills of the Rockies. This show will be here until the 28th of August. I also have some additional landscapes on my spotlight wall, and that's for another day.